is day 112 of our 365-day Bible read. Um, I wanted to just come on here and just be like, I'm not going to read today and I'm going to just pick back up tomorrow because, I'm like coming down with something and I'm like sick. I'm really sick. My head hurts really bad and my nose is like, as I'm sick. I'm coming down with something, and then every time I cough, my head starts hurting really bad. So my husband was sick, and he's getting over his sickness, and now I think I'm getting it. Um, the babies are fine. It seems like my son, he's like getting sick again, and so I don't know. We'll see how we feel in the morning, but yeah, it's crazy. But I think um, I'm going to just read 2 Samuel. I'm going to start because I have to read something, I feel like. And then who knows? Because sometimes I start reading the Bible and then, I feel better. So, however I'm feeling, I feel better. But I kind of feel nauseous and stuff too. This happened another time. Um, and I started reading, and then it just went, the nausea just went right away. So I don't know, we'll just see. I'm just gonna wing it, but I'm just gonna start with 2 Samuel chapter 4, and yeah, we'll just go from there. I may just read just one chapter and then do the Bible study for it and finish the other 2 chapters for 2 Samuel that we were supposed to read today. I may just finish them tomorrow and do the Bible study for them tomorrow. And also we had to finish Luke chapter 18 today by reading I think 18 through verse 43, and then doing the Bible study for that. But I think we're just gonna do all of that tomorrow because yeah, my head hurts really bad and I'm nauseous. So, um, yeah. So I think I'm just gonna do that. Just read a chapter and do the Bible study, and then we'll finish this entire Bible study tomorrow. But yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna get started. I'm sitting here complaining. It's like, girl, if you were gonna do all this, why did you even come on? But all right, here we go. 2 Samuel chapter 4. Ishbosheth murdered. When Ishbosheth, Saul's son, heard that Abner had died at Hebron, his courage failed, and all Israel was dismayed. Now Saul's son had 2 men who were captains of raiding bands. The name of the one was Bana, and the name of the other Rechab, sons of Ramon, a man of Benjamin from Beeroth, for Beeroth also is counted part of Benjamin. The Beerothites fled to Gittaim and have been sojourners there to this day. Jonathan, the son of Saul, had a son who was crippled in his feet. He was 5 years old when the news about Saul and Jonathan came from Jezreel, and his nurse took him up and fled. And as she fled in her haste, he fell and became lame. And his name was Mephibosheth. Now, the sons of Ramon, I feel like it's Ramon. Now, the sons of Ramon, the Beerothite, Rechab, and Bana set out, and about the heat of the day they came to the house of Ishbosheth as he was taking his noonday rest. And they came into the midst of the house as if to get wheat, and they stabbed him in the stomach. Then Rechab and Bana, his brother, escaped. When they came into the house as he lay on his bed in his bedroom, they struck him and put him to death and beheaded him. They took his head they took his head and went by the way of the Arabah all night, and brought the head of Ishbosheth to David at Hebron. And they said to the king, "Here is the head of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, your enemy, who sought your life. The Lord has avenged my lord the king this day on." So, oh, wait. Who sought your life. Let me read this sentence over. Here is the head of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, your enemy who sought your life. The Lord has avenged my lord the king this day on Saul and on his offspring. But David answered Rechab and Baanah his brother, the sons of Rimmon the Beerothite. "As the Lord lives, who has redeemed my life out of every adversity, when one told me, 'Behold, Saul is dead,' and thought he was bringing good news, I seized him and killed him at Ziklag, which was the reward I gave him for his news. How much more when wicked men have killed a righteous man in his own house on his bed, shall I not now require his blood at your hand and destroy you from the earth?" And David commanded his young men, and they killed them and cut off their hands and feet and hanged them beside the pool at Hebron. But they took the head of Ishbosheth and buried it in the tomb of Abner at Hebron. All right, that was deep. Okay, so that was 2 Samuel chapter 4. We're now going to do the Bible study for 2 Samuel chapter 4. 2 Samuel chapter 4 Bible study. How did Mephibosheth become lame? When Mephibosheth, Jonathan's son, was 5 years old, his nurse, after hearing of Saul's death, fled with him in her arms, but fell, making him lame. What happened to Ishbosheth as he was resting in his house? 2 men, Rechab and Baanah, who were captains of Saul's troops, killed Ishbosheth. What did David do to Rechab and Baanah? David had Rechab and Baanah killed because they had killed an innocent person. All right, so that was 2 Samuel chapter 4. So I was deciding if I'm gonna read more. I think I'll read one more chapter, and then I'll read 2 Samuel chapter 5, and then we're gonna stop for today. And then I'm going to finish today's Bible study tomorrow, just because how I feel I'm really out of it. So hopefully I don't get a full on sickness, but we'll see. Hopefully not. But yeah, my husband's getting over his sickness, and now it seemed like tonight my son is getting sick as well. I took his temperature and gave him medicine, and he just passed right out in bed. But then it's I'm feeling something over myself as well. So I said every day I'm doing these lives, so I didn't want to just not show up, but I'm feeling it. But I'm going to read another chapter of the Old Testament, 2 Samuel, and then we're going to finish up this Bible study tomorrow. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, this one's kind of... Okay, so yeah, this will be the last one, 2 Samuel chapter 5, and then that'll be it. Okay, 2 Samuel chapter 5, we're in the Old Testament. David anointed king of Israel. Then all the tribes of Israel came to David at Hebron and said, "Behold, we are your bone and flesh. in times past, when Saul was king over us, it was you who led out and brought in Israel. And the Lord said to you, you shall be shepherd of my people Israel, and you shall be prince over Israel. So all the elders of Israel came to the king at Hebron, and King David made a covenant with them at Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. At Hebron, he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months. And at Jerusalem, he reigned over all Israel and Judah 33 years. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem against the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, who said to David, you will not come in here, but the blind and the lame will ward you off, thinking, David cannot come in here. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion, that is the city of David, and David said on that day, whoever would strike the Jebusites, let him get up the water shaft to attack the lame and the blind, who are hated by David's soul. Therefore it is said, the blind and the lame shall not come into the house. And David lived in the stronghold and called it the city of David. And David built the city all around from the Milo inward, or from the Milo inward. And David became greater and greater, for the Lord, the God of hosts, was with him. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David, and cedar trees, also carpenters and masons, who built David a house. And David knew that the Lord had established him king over Israel, and that he had exalted his kingdom for the sake of his people Israel. And David took more concubines and wives from Jerusalem after he came from Hebron, and more sons and daughters were born to David. And these are the names of those who were born to him in Jerusalem: Shammua, Jobab, Nathan, Solomon, Ibhar, Elishua, Nepheg, Japhia, Elishama, Eliada, and Eliphalet. David defeats the Philistines. When the Philistines heard that David had been anointed king over Israel, all the Philistines went up to search for David. But David heard of it and went down to the stronghold. Now the Philistines had come and spread out in the valley of Rephaim. And David inquired of the Lord, shall I go up against the Philistines? Will you give them into my hand? And the Lord said to David, go up, for I will certainly give the Philistines into your hand. And David came to Baal Perazim, and David defeated them there. And he said, the Lord has broken through my enemies before me like a breaking flood. Therefore, the name of the place is called Baal Perazim. And the Philistines left their idols there, and David and his men carried them away. And the Philistines came up yet again and spread out in the valley of Rephaim. And when David inquired of the Lord, he said, you shall not go up. Go around to their rear and come against them opposite the balsam trees. And when you hear the sound of marching in the tops of the balsam trees, then rouse yourself, for then the Lord has gone out before you to strike down the army of the Philistines. And David did as the Lord commanded him, and struck down the Philistines from Geba to Gezer. All right, So that was 2 Samuel chapter 5. I'm now going to do the Bible study for 2 Samuel chapter 5. And then we're going to be done for today. And then we will pick back up and finish tomorrow. I was going to read on more. But then now I feel like my nose like getting stuffed. And it's like affecting the way I talk. And it feels like my nose is about to start running. So, okay. 2 Samuel chapter 5 Bible study. How old was David when he began to reign as king over Judah? David was 30 years old when he became a king. How long did David reign as king over all Judah and Israel? David reigned a total of 40 years. How many children were born to David in Jerusalem? 11 more children were born to David in Jerusalem. All right, so that was the Bible study for 2 Samuel chapter 6, and our day 112 is complete now. We're going to pick back up tomorrow. Sorry, I don't feel good tonight. And I hope it doesn't get any worse tomorrow. I'm going to take some medicine, but I am pregnant. So, I'm just wondering like what I'm going to take because I don't like to take anything when pregnant. So, and I'm never sick. So it like bugs the mess out of me. So, all right. So I love you guys. God loves you guys. You're worthy. You're valuable. You matter. You are enough. You are important. You are a Jesus Christ champion, and God is with you. And I'm excited for you guys on this journey with me. We're doing this, and this is a big darn deal, reading through the entire Bible. Like, I've never done this before, and it feels like so good. And I know that there's been positive change in areas of my life, and like just from like within. So I know for a fact that even not knowing you guys, I know that in some area of your life there's been some type of positive change, because it's impossible to open the Bible for 112 straight days, not skipping one day, and there not be any positive change in your life. So I'm really excited for us. I'm excited for our future. And remember, God didn't just bring us this far just to bring us this far. We didn't just start this just to start it. So God is doing a work in us, and whew, I don't know, man. God's doing great things. And I love Jesus. Just try God, try Jesus. And ooh, if you don't like it, then you can just go on back to your life or whatever and do whatever you were doing, whatever you want to do. But just try Jesus Christ, try God, and your life will be. I feel so good. Like, he feels so good. Like, just holding, like, he's just my everything, and just like holding me, and just. Oh. So, anyways, okay. I love you guys. I'm going to take some medicine, and I'm going to go and get in bed. And so I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Pray for me that I get better. I'm praying for myself as well. I already have, but pray for me. Get well soon. God heal you and your family. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, okay, I love you guys, and see you tomorrow, because I'll keep rambling on. Like, okay, later. Night.